Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have the Monaco Grand Prix. Um, Last weekend was really good with the Imola, winning the race, qualifying on pole and proceeding to win the race. It was a hard fought win, definitely had to push quite a lot for that. There's hope to continue that streak of podiums and wins. Uh, as you can see here, we're just kind of going over, I forgot to record before going into the weekend. We've got a few new upgrades coming on. These just going over the goals, of course, as usual. We've already passed two of these goals through practice. We've already done FP1. We did two programs. I've got the two programs done, so a good amount of resource points. Bearman rated 70 overall. Yeah, we're doing good. We've got a few upgrades coming on the way. We got a nice major. I think it was a major chassis one and a minor aero one from us, and then a few chassis from Mr. Hulkenberg. It's yeah, no, it's really good so far. Doing really good. Constructors and drivers, it's good. P7 and drivers. Constructors P6, I think that was just there. P5 or P6. Again, really good. Happy with that. Don't think we could be sad about that at all. Here's the resource points we've gained from qualifying. Yeah, again, good amount. 200 resource points. Can't really complain about that. And here's our leveling up. Nice good amount of experience points. That's all we're going to get from practice, because of course there's no point in giving us anything else for practice. Just little, little things. Every little helps, as you know. Anyway, let's get in to the Monaco Grand Prix qualifying. So here we are at the beginning of the Monaco Grand Prix qualifying. As you can see here, we're just sorting out the setup. It's not my own setup. It's from a Steam setup, Steam Workshop setup. I will get the name of the guy who I usually um, steal the setups from on the Steam Workshop. I'll get him down in the comments. He's really good. I like the setups. Every now and then I do a little bit of tweaking to them. Sometimes I find they're quite front end heavy. But of course around Monaco that's all you need. Um, no, he's really good with the setups. So the fuel was just a bit heavy. I think that's just stock onto there. This is our last lap in Q1 you're seeing here. First lap I did a few mistakes coming through these hairpins here. You'll see we do make a mistake coming into the second hairpin here. Going a bit deep, we're going even deeper on our first lap round. It was awful, our first lap round. But I really like Monaco. It's a track I really like and really gel with. I love it for its technicality. Because when you get that right, it's perfect. If you don't get that right, then obviously it's ball ache. But most of the time, I'm quite good around here as we do a 110.1 and go fast overall in Q1. We are on, I'm trying to figure out what AI we're on at this point. We should be on 105. Maybe 107. I've recorded a few videos at one go, and I at one point I upped the AI to 107 because it was a joke of how fast I was going. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like the difficulty on here. I just feel like I'm getting better and better on the F1 game. This is our last lap of Q2. We go out before pretty much everyone else on our last lap. Just went with the trackers quiet. See, we go purple sector 1. Our first lap was okay. It was good. I can't really complain about it. This lap was really good. It's one of my favourite laps I've done in qualifying. Even better, I would even say even better than my Q3 lap. So it's just the last sector really. We just messed up quite a bit. I struggle with that last section. It's the Rascas going into whatever the last corner's called. I really struggle with that. We do a 109.6. Again, nothing to complain about. It's a really good lap from us. 3 and a bit temps quicker than Fernando Alonso, who puts it up into P2. Daniel Ricciardo gets into Q3. Our teammate was kicked out in Q1. I think he was 18th or 17th, something like that. Shocking result from him after an improvement in the last race. I thought he would be a bit more. I thought he was onto a better trajectory there, but obviously not. As you can see here, we're onto our one and only lap of Q3 there. The rear end kicks out quite a bit in turn 1. So I have to catch the car again. This is our one and only lap, so we didn't have any. This is just all or nothing. As you can see, we are flying. I was not holding anything back. Broke a little bit earlier there just to try and get the rotation a bit better, and then it worked out a treat. Finally got my rhythm around it, quite nice. And then carrying on through here, going through this bit, this chicane, it's a tricky chicane. I don't always like it, but when you get it right again, it's perfect. Through there, nice flying through, flat out through there. Now braking hard into this corner, down to 3rd gear, trying to mount the curb as much as possible without lifting off the throttle. Now coming into here, sometimes you want to take a wider line in the race, but during qualifying you want to take as tight as possible. And you're sliding the car up, the rear end will kick out of the back there, and you come across the line, and we set a 109.6 once again. I think that was 10, I think it was 100ths, actually I should say, quicker than our Q2 time. It was a good lap, to be fair. 3 and a bit temps quicker than Charles Leclerc, who puts it P2. No, really happy with that result. I think that's would be one of our better qualifyings. Even better than our Imola qualifying, which again was pole, obviously. But now, coming into the race, let's see what we can do.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino that first opened in 1863. And of course a certain road race first held in 1929. But there's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1-mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Ollie Bearman lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Stroll, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Albon, Gasly, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Ocon, Norris, Sargent, and Zhou Guanyu. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
So, here we are, lined up on the grid. P1 at the Monaco Grand Prix in our first season in Formula 1. Again, this season is going way better than I thought it would, considering the start. We won't talk about Bahrain because that was interesting. Yeah, it's going well so far, as you can see. Strategy-wise, we went for a bit of a plain strategy, medium to hards. As you'll see, it was the better strategy in the end. Yeah, it's just what I thought would be a bit easier and a bit quicker. You can see we're playing around here at the moment. There isn't really a lot for me to talk about. Going into the race though, it was in the you start P1 in Monaco, you're gonna win pretty much, unless P2 gets ahead of you in turn 1. So we just need to protect from that. As you can see, we were messing around with softs to hards, but we ended up going medium to hards. It means we had the launch off the start. And the hards feel good. I like the hards in this game. But we just wanted that. That's all I really wanted was the launch off the start. So on the start of this race, you can
As
see
the
coming to
formation
formation
lap gets
lap,
underway, the
and I'll
cars will
let
begin
Crofty
their
take
journey
over.
climbing high through the town before dicing down to the harbour side of Monaco. Arguably the most iconic venue on the race calendar due to its setting and, of course, the annual dose of glamour and drama. As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
Here we are, lined up on the grid. It is all red lights on. And away we go. That was a long wait there. Clutch down, and it is gone. Leclerc gets a really, really good start off the end, but we're going to send up on the inside. We're not going to let him go away with this, just as like he did in Imola. We're going to absolutely fight this tooth and nail. We make a bit of collision with him there, and then we cut him off coming into, I think this is that was turn 4 there. Now coming to the hairpins. From here on, we're leading. There is no way he's getting by us unless he sends up the chicane. But I can't see why he would do that. Can't see why he'd do that up one. He might do it though. We'll see what happens. You can see we've already pulled out a pretty decent gap on him already. 6 tenths. So it does coming down now. He's got a better exit on us. Coming through here, that gap is dropping and dropping and dropping. Down to 3 tenths nearly. But we managed to hold out and we managed to keep the lead so far. We are pushing on this first lap to try and extend the lead as much as possible. Not that it matters around here, but we'd prefer to be safe rather than sorry. Again, once again, mounting that curb like it is absolute garbage. Makes no sense, but we're going to carry on. We're pushing on the ERS, we're pushing on the fuel, we're pushing on absolutely everything we can just to try and pull away. As you can see, we've already pulled away from P3, sorry. Now a few laps later now, we're on lap 5. You'll see that this race does jump around quite a bit, as there's not a lot going on, as it is Monaco at the end of the day. But we've now pulled away, me and Leclerc have now pulled away from P3. Good 3 seconds I should say, from Leclerc. Leclerc is doing a good job at keeping that gap going. Now we've just got to try and pull away from Leclerc himself. At this point, I'm already starting to struggle on these tyres. I really need to get better at time management on this. In this game, it's a real problem for me. But you can see that gap on the track map in the bottom left-hand corner. You can see that gap between Leclerc and Perez. It's a pretty decent gap. And you can see our teammate all the way down there.
Okay, Ollie, I'd love to see a bit of aggression, but not like this, mate.
So at this point, we've hit a wall a couple times. No damage, happily, but we've hit the walls a couple times, and obviously your engineer wasn't too happy. You know, like Verstappen's engineer in the last Hungary wasn't too happy. But at this point, you can see the gap had dropped down, and we are slowing down. Leclerc still can't get by, but Perez on the hards is catching Leclerc. This is something we've got to be worried about now. Perez is going to be becoming a contender in this race. For some reason the objective was postponed. I don't know why it was postponed. Can't actually put my finger on this, but anyway, the tyres at this point were gone. I was not happy with this. Yeah, I know we were meant to pit a couple laps later than this, I think, but the tyres were gone for me. So here we are coming into the pits. Just a short little entry in. I like this pit lane. It's a bit of a different one because you've got all the pit walls are on the other side of the pit lane, and they're all really weirdly done. They haven't got a lot of room where they are. It's definitely definitely one of a kind, Monaco is. But here we are, a little bit later on, in the same lap, behind Tsunoda, behind Bottas. We are trying to push it past them because we do not want to get held up too much for when the other guys pit. Now, Tsunoda pulls away on us on the straight. Once again, I don't know what it is around the straights. We just are so slow in the straights. We have no speed, nothing. It's a joke. It is a joke. But anyway, Bottas pits. Tsunoda's still in front of us. We get out ahead of Leclerc, happily. So that means we should still be in the provisional lead coming through here. But we are fighting Tsunoda tooth and nail. We go up the inside in turn 4 there. And then we're going to cut him off on the turn 5. Not going to cut him off even. That was just pure aggressive move from us. We were not going to let that slide. Now coming through here, we're going to hold in position. That's all we've got to do now. But we see yellow flags. And if we look on the track map, there's a Sauber and a Williams stop. So wherever that was, it's moved on. But the Sauber's out. And we got a safety car. This is bad for us because now all the Red Bulls and the Mercedes are going to get a free stop. This is not good for us. And here is what happened with Zhou. He just spun it right in front of an Aston Martin there. He just spun it. That is shocking from him. But as you can see here, we're now a little bit worried because now Red Bull might be able to come out in front of us. Both Mercedes and both Red Bulls could come out in front of us here. We just got to try and we're trying to push the delta to its limits. As you can see there, we have to reduce our delta, but we have to reduce our speed because of our delta. Anyway, we push now. We've been allowed to push, and we just about get ahead of Russell as he exits the pits. So we are still leading this Grand Prix even after the safety car has come out and they've managed to get a free pit stop. As you can see now, Russell was P2, Perez P4, Leclerc P3. So on this restart, I did decide I want to go as late as possible, but not too late because the AI don't always get that and they will just overtake you anyway, what I don't like. But we try to hold them up as much as possible, try not to carry the speed too much through this corner. At this point, we are struggling on tyre temps a whole lot. As you know, we are on pretty much brand new hards, and we've got to make these tyres last for the rest of the race. But you'll see coming out here, the car kicks out a little bit, and we're very tentative getting onto the throttle. But once again, we're just going to slowly push away from Russell and Leclerc here. Russell might be able to hold on to us, but there's no way they're getting through us. That is the joys of this race, is that you can just park the car in the middle and they won't get through. Even with DRS, there's not enough room in the track. Just need to move over a little bit to the right and then they can't get through. That's why I love this track, really. For leading, not for racing. If I was a midfielder car, which I am in the midfield, but if I was in the midfield position, yeah, I'd hate this race. This race would be a pain. The last good race I had around here was maybe F1 2019. Obviously, you guys never saw that, but that was a little Renault career mode I did for myself. Coming through here, Raskas once again struggling with a bit of understeer going through there, and then it kicks out with oversteer. That was just, I don't know what was going on. That was a bit of a setup issue, I think. Not the guy's fault. He does the setups. Just my driving, really. As you can see there, I think that's Logan Sargent pulled over to the side on the exit of the last corner, the last proper corner. Don't know what happened with him. I think it's just an engine fault in the end. I think that's quite a few DNFs he's had now. I think it's a couple. No, it's Albon, sorry, not Sargent. As Albon has retired from the Grand Prix. No safety car, no VSC for that. We're now on lap 23, getting towards the end of this race. As you can see, we did pull out a gap between me and Russell now. 1.9 seconds as we now are on lap 24, a lap later from that retirement of Albon. Yeah, this is doing good for us so far. I think we've led most laps of this Grand Prix. I'm pretty sure, apart from maybe two or three, I would say. We've led most laps, which is good. Dominant, very dominant from us. Couldn't be happy with this result. Really, really good result so far. But let's see if we can make it to the end. We're now on lap 25 of this race, and we are still pushing to the end of this race. We do not want to mess up now, and we don't want to lose position to Russell. We've got a good gap now, 2 seconds, 2.7 to Leclerc, and then it's top 5 though is settled by 5 seconds at the moment. It's no joke. Stroll is in P5 somehow. I don't know how that's worked out, but good on him, I guess. We have still got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Going on to the final lap now. Round the last 2 corners of this race, of the Monaco Grand Prix. One of the Triple Crown. We're going to come across the line to win the Monaco Grand Prix, our 2nd race ever. And that is a great result. Technically our 3rd race win if we count on track. But we get driver of the day, winning from pole. What a race. Not the simplest of races, but it was a simple race over the rule. Russell in 2nd, Leclerc in 3rd. What a race from us. We cannot be begrudged by that. That wasn't a word. I'm excited. I'm happy. This was an absolute amazing result from us. Here we are, walking up to the podium, onto the top step for the 2nd time. Shut up, Crofty. Let us celebrate. That is a sight. Ollie Bearman, his 1st season in a Haas. It's 2 wins in a row. Far. 105 AI. I think it was the next race where we go on to 107 AI, which is the Canadian Grand Prix, which is the race where we'll be looking to go and keep our streak of podiums going at least. Well, we're going to hope for that at least. Here's the results. Our teammate was in 15th in the end. I think there was a few grid penalties, as you saw at the start of the race. So he did move up a position, up to 14th. I suppose is something. We get the fast lap of the Grand Prix. We're 111.4. It moves us 2 places up in the championship, up to P5. Hulkenberg still in P17. With us with 74 points. We're not far off the championship leader here. And then here is our little accolade thing we got here. That's good for our experience and really good for our overall rating. We're still beating our rival of Sargent. That's what we like to see. Can't let Sargent beat us. Rookie from last year. We're a rookie of today. And we're the real rookies. You know, we are going from rookie to veteran in 1 season. If it was still the old leveling system as they had from the 2018-2019 game. No, incredible result for us. We are, recognition wise, we're doing a bit better now. 48% to 52% means we're doing good in terms of the team. Team is starting to respect us a little bit. That's what we'd like to see. And I think that we completed all our goals, which is again something we like to see. We should be leveling up soon on those. And yeah, that is the end of today's video. What a result from us. The next weekend it will be the Canadian Grand Prix. Again, really looking forward to that. Hoping to continue this podium streak. And hoping that we can score some more points and make a further push in the Drivers' Championship. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe and feel free to comment on any criticism or anything like that. Tomorrow's video should be the Canadian Grand Prix. See you guys soon.